What is it to be hip to something? When you're hip, you're up to date. You're up to game. It's a mental aspect. Like when you're hip to things, you know about them. And what's a hop? Hop is jumping. It's action. And we came down to the conclusion that it's knowledge, or maybe enough knowledge to make action.
My definition of hip hop would be feeling
It shapes your life.
and love. Because with this music, to keep it real, if I didn't have the music, I probably would have been off the face of this planet.
It's a way of life. It's a way of thinking. Hip hop is way more than the MC, the DJ, the artist and the b-boy. Hip hop is everyone that listens to hip hop. I think throughout time there's been multiple artists that have shown that hip hop is more than what people think. When I write, the things that influence me are maybe sometimes things that I see, things that I discover, things that I learn about, uh, that are around me that aren't necessarily myself. How do I relate to that? What do I think of that? And how do I interpret that? And how does that relate to me?
My inspirations, one would be how people might think I'm a hypocrite, but one would be Jesus Christ.
I learn a lot. I'm the youngest of six children. They always told me about stuff, and that I didn't necessarily have to experience to learn from it.
Bone Thugs and Harmony. Since I was 5, I've been listening to them, and they just had this sound like nobody else has. And ever since I heard of them, been trying to do what they've been doing, and finally at that point in my life where I'm starting to do what they've been doing and opening up for them, Tech Nine, just stuff like that. Do I make music for money or do I make music for music? The answer would be I just make music to make music, because if it was about the money, I would have stopped 10 years ago. And so with my music, I really don't care about making money off of it. I mean, of course, you do care about it, but if I could be heard across the world just to get some of my music heard, that's all I need. About the money, it's really nothing, because once you're dead, you can't bring nothing with you.
I want to be able to reach a lot of people. I want to be able to touch a lot of people. Fan base is important to me. A huge part of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get people to listen to the music. And sharing the same thing that I share. And at the same time, another way to measure my success is whether I am making a living at it. I've said before, I'm not trying to get rich off of this. I don't need a mansion. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a mansion. Trust me, I'd probably live in the same neighborhood if I had a lot of money. But the fact of the matter is that life today is a quest to try to do what you want to do while remaining true.
What defines a successful show for me? Usually on stage when I got my DJ, Big Lick, me and my Hot Man Varsity, or if I have my band Shortcuts to Fame behind me, no matter how many people are in the crowd, successful show for me is knowing that I gave it 110 million%. And that really defines successful show to me. There could be thousands of people screaming, and they don't know who I am, but they see me on stage opening for other big acts. And no way should a show come down to how successful it is from how many people show up to the show. It should be all determined by yourself and how you carry yourself on stage and doing that performance, because people could get caught up because they've been there, done that, as far as only 100 people showing up to the shows and only giving their all when the 1,000 people show up. And if you're ready to do this music, like I told myself, you got to be ready to perform in front of one person, 1,000 people, 100,000 people. We're at Timeout right now, about 200 people, 150, something like that. But that's my hometown on a Friday night. And so really what's running through my head is really just doing the show and getting it done. Juicy J, 3-6 Mafia presents Subliminal the Kid, July 19th, 2011. And that's how we're going to do it. Too many styles, too many tries, too many numbers and too many pass. Up in the club, gonna start a fire. And a bit of job, let the ride. Up the thing, if I got to click, if I push it down with the back and beat, we're showing the back of the lack of screamers, calling like a motherfucking action thing. Pumping and working and dropping, and twerking and rocking, attacking the flows like 007 rolled up under the table. Low, 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 low.
I can experience a story. I could experience someone talking about someone else's experience, and I can learn from that. All my rhymes comes from something I've come across at one point, whether it's through a person, through myself in a situation, through things I see, things I learn, things I read about. So it's definitely, it's all experience, you know? You experience everything in a certain way. Really how it starts is I hear a beat, and that specific moment, what I'm feeling is what I come up with. Like I said, depending on the mood I'm in, I think of a topic that I write about. Like, for instance, I had this song called Darkness. You don't want to bring darkness into this. So when I come up with that title, the first thing I start writing is things that are going on with my life, and then I start using a lot of metaphors with my lyrics. I would say, I mean, me personally, I've always written verses, and then the hooks always usually come later, because I feel hooks are important, but hooks has to tie everything together. Hooks.
It was pretty cool, and then after the show, you know, getting love from people that I never met before, and now we're just on our way home, driving down over here in Concord. Shit, when I was like 15, I would have done anything to get a show, just even a show like that. And now I can't get to that point where it don't matter what show I do, I gotta be excited about it, because I came this far from tours and shows with Bone Thugs and Harmony, Tech Nine, Method Man, Red. But I guess that's a wrap for tonight for the show. Signing off.